Sunday. Come on in, grab a seat, grab your tea. Let's see what we need to know today. Alright, so we are pulling currently from the Sacred Geometry Oracle. Let us see what we need. Okay, well, that was too much, so I'm not taking all those. Let's see if anything is in this deck for us today. Release your stress. Just breathe in. Breathe in a little bit more. Hold it for a second and then release it. Okay. Conception. Well, this is a beautiful reminder, especially as today is Easter and it's that rebirth. So what seeds are you planting now that you want to see come to fruition? So conception, number 16. All right, let us see. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. Okay. How are you creating with the universe today? Conception. I gotta say, especially for Easter, because it's all about, yes, it's about death and rebirth. It's about fertility. What are you bringing in now? All right. Synergy. I love it. This is marrying your energy to it. So synergy, number 41. The frequency of synergy supports our allowance and acceptance of not so obvious, never seen before combinations and unions. Hiya. That result in new ways of functioning, working, thinking, relating, loving, and being. It reminds us to embrace the unfamiliar so that new yet exciting co-creations can give birth to a new reality. Amy, my babes, we have conception and synergy, so you're needing to kind of lean into the unknown right now. Because if he wants to work it out or not, you have to keep moving in life. Okay, we can't wait for anyone, so we have to step into the unknown, even if it doesn't include them. If you want to go with like a music channel on that, with or without you, you too. Because with or without them, you can't live, but you do have to keep going, babes. So, let us see what else, if anything. My tummy is rumbling. Okay, universal love and sacral chakra. We have been doing, myself, the collective, we've been doing a lot of sacral clearing this week, and sacral is our pelvis region. So sacral chakra, paying attention to that area. The color orange is significant with the sacral chakra. That's our creation, right? It's the color of the flame. So this is this area. When we focus on that to clear that opens up our creative sexual energy. Universal love. The frequency of universal love activates the connection we feel to each other, to our planet, and to the whole existence itself. So tapping into everything around you and seeing the beauty in everything and everyone. Okay, so sacral chakra, it's time to do some clearing on your sacral energy. Ramanic, we're doing collective reads currently, so if the energy resonates, cool. If it doesn't, we'll catch you on the next one, okay? Personal reads are done through my Ko-Fi, my booking site, which is ko-fi.com/SirenLara. Tip, which is always needed and appreciated. That's Cash App, which is Siren, capital S, Song, capital S, Lover, capital L. Let us see what else we need. Hey, Cottage, happy Easter. Easter. Oh man, the bunnies. Okay, so especially coming up to Easter and fertility, the bunnies have been on my property heavy the last week. And last night after I walked my dog after the live, there was like a bunny out in the woods and he was trying to go chase it. I'm like, bro, that's a red herring. You need to stop chasing bunnies, okay? You're never going to catch them. So, yeah. Whoa, okay, cottage country, that is the circle, like the cycle of life is fertility and rebirth, especially today is about rebirth, so, you know, but not with the wrong people, bubs. Prosperity and consciousness, being conscious about what you're manifesting and with who. Not everybody is meant to be on this path with you, so you have to be discerning to make sure that you have the correct people, places, and tools, right? Be conscious and you bring in your abundance. Make sure that you have the right people on board with you. All right. We're going to switch decks. We're going to hop into a love oracle. Let's see what we need to know with love, since that seems to be always the question. Okay, hold on. Oh, are we upside down? No, just a few cards upside down. All right. For the collective energy. All right, and this has been coming out too. We had been with karmic partners, and it is now time to heal yourself. Like, you can't fix them, but you can fix you. It's an inside job. So karmic partners is realizing, who did you make pinky promises? Hilda, right now we have karmic partner, and I need you to listen, babe, because it is a collective read, so everybody's going to get the information that they need, but you need to listen for your information. I'm not stopping the bus specifically. Karmic partners, these were the people that were here to teach us lessons about how to better be a person in our life and how to release what is not for us, so that we don't keep going around on this merry-go-round. Like I say, stop making pinky promises with people that are trying to tank your ship, right? Karmic partners aren't meant to help you, like, they're not meant to go long-term with you. They're meant to teach you lessons. So say goodbye with grace and say, hey, this is something I no longer want to participate in. I don't want to be around people that are like this. Yeah. Happiness is an inside job. You can't seek happiness from someone else. You actually have to love you and do the inner work and say goodbye to people that are not meant for you. You can ask a question, babe. So we're doing collective reads. Go ahead and ask. And if it's something that's going to be coming out, then I'm going to ask you to listen for the answers. So ask and we'll see. All right, babe. All right. You were settling. Skybird, we're doing collective, so if a card comes out and it fits, it's for you. Okay? Settling. Stop compromising, because that's how you live an unhappy life. Like, you are too magical to settle for mediocre. Please remember that. You are too magical to settle for mediocre, so stop doing it, because like I say, these karmic partners are meant to keep you off your path. They're meant to distract you, because misery loves company. When you get out of that relationship and you turn and you look back and you're like, what was like the headspace I was in? What substance was I on? Amelia, we're going to put it is that right now we're settling. If you don't want to be settling, then you need to be asking for more or renegotiating your contract. So here's what I learned from being married to a pilot, because pilots are prima donnas, but the thing that they do is they will fight for whatever they want in their contract, and if they don't like their contract, they'll walk away. So that is what you need to do, is fight for everything that you want. Do not settle on the little details or walk away, because here is what I learned. I asked that man to do simple tasks for years, couldn't do it. I finally walked away, did my healing. I was with a guy who within a month, he had done the 2 tasks I really wanted for years. So if that person won't do it, the next person will do it happily, easily, and with no problems. So you weren't asking for too much. You were just asking from the wrong person. So Lady D, we have out here currently settling in karmic partnerships, like karmic partners. So even if he did want to come home, if he's not healed, you need to say no. The outcome. Let's see what the outcome is from karmic partner in settling. Okay. You have big goals. So you need to finally say goodbye to the people, the places, things that you can't take with you long term. And if you've been considering other people into your long-term goals and they haven't been considering you, babe, you've got so much further to go. So I need you to not settle. I need you to keep your eye on the long-term prize. Like, when I moved into my house, I'm like, this is not my new house after my long-ass marriage of chaotic, it was abuse. It was abuse both ways, right? It was like, I wanted to be in a house where I didn't feel like I had to yell. I wanted to be living in a house of love. And there was no way that my ex and even my children were going to be able to rise up to meet that level, because they just want to abuse people and then make that person accept the abuse. And I'm not very quiet. So it really is like, if you have big goals, like if you want your love to be filled with laughter, your home to be filled with laughter and love and prosperity and abundance, you have to realize that there are some people that can't go with you. Like, if you were to all of a sudden win the lottery, there are certain people that can't come with you because they would steal it from you blind and be out the door. So you have to realize that not everyone's your friend and not everyone can come with you, and only you can make that judgment call. And to be honest, like, a toxic people won't remove themselves willingly. Like, you literally, when they say you have to gray rock abusive people, that is true. When you have to go no contact, stonewall, that is true, because they don't want to leave you alone. Like, when you decide to choose peace for yourself, here's what I learned. People that want to fight, if you choose peace, they will fight you. Like, I have people, they'll be like, I don't think we should be friends. I'll be like, yeah, I agree. And then they fight me. And I'm like, you were the one who said you didn't want to be friends. And I agreed with you. And then I chose peace. I removed myself. And now you want to fight? So it's really like, if you have people in your life that are not wishing you well, you have to be the one to say, hey, you can't come with me. You can't be a part of this. You had your chance to rise up to the occasion when we were together and you chose not to. And you don't have to feel sad. You just don't. You don't. And here is the other, is that when you start doing healing, you will find that you're not in the same places that you were with people before. This is divine timing. Okay, there is a difference between demon time, because demon time is like, we need it now, we needed it yesterday, we've got addictions to feed. Divine timing is saying, I'm going to deliver this to you when everything is just right. And you're going to be like, that was freaking magical. Divine timing feels magical. It really does. Because you're like, it all worked out perfectly. And I love to give people, when they're like, how soon is that person coming back? And I'm like, you would not want an undercooked cake. It would make you sick. So if you're waiting for someone to come back, that's because they're doing their own baking in their own time. And you have to let that progress naturally. Otherwise, it's not going to be correct. It's not going to taste good. It's going to make you sick. And it will be unenjoyable. So remember, there is a difference between demon time. Like I say, that's like, I needed it yesterday. And divine time of, it all worked out beautifully, almost like a symphony, as if this moment were specifically curated just for you. Because it is. That is the thing, guys. Every moment in life, even the hiccups, the mishaps, because remember, like, when we have really big things happen, we look back and we're like, oh my gosh, it was so stressful at the time, but looking back on it, it's funny. I'll give us a little example. My parents were actually married April of the year that they were married, and my mom had said how their cake had gotten, like, it was such a big stressful day, and on the way to the wedding, something had happened to their cake, and they're like, it was horrible at the time, but now they look back at it, not anymore because they're both passed, but they look back at it and they're like, oh, we were so stressed, and that actually was like comedic relief to the whole debacle. So realizing that even that is curated just for you, so you can look back and be like, oh, in the moment I thought that was the end of the world, and it really just turned out to be not that big a deal. So yes, every moment in life, even the mishaps, are curated specifically for you. Okay. Also, knowing that sometimes it's not denied, sometimes it's just delayed. And sometimes that delay is for your benefit. Like, think of it this way, is like, sometimes you'll have a delay so you can catch your breath before you get the really big thing. And we talk about this also as grounding. If you want your manifestations to come in and you want to be able to hold on to them, you need to ground your nervous system. You need to make sure that you're calm, because you can't accept the keys to a Ferrari if you're like, oh my God, they gave me a Ferrari. Like, it would vibrate right out, because you would get in that car, you would wreck it because you were so like worked up. So realizing that, grounding. Okay, I know a lot of us have felt stuck, stagnant. We are about to be traveling. So breathe into that. Know that life is about to get exponentially busier. I also like to tell you that, guys, it's like, if you know, oh yeah, but here's the thing, Elise, like, boys are a dime a dozen, but you gotta let them go, because I think we are going to start traveling. Even if it's just getting out more around town, just seeing new sights and taking new routes. And that's actually where your person is sometimes, is when you get out of your comfort bubble, you'll meet that person. So if you're looking, at least like for you with you and dating, I feel like you're going to be out of your normal travel area, and you're going to run into someone or find a new restaurant to eat at that you're going to be like, oh, okay. Cute boys are real though, right? They still fart, they still burp, okay. So just knowing that even though he's cute, like, that diminishes over time. And when you get into the real thick of it, they aren't that cute. Like, it took me, I think we had been together 7 years, and I walked in one day to see my ex-husband buck naked, clipping his toenails over the toilet. And I was like, I thought you were so normal. And I never expected to see. I know that sounds like a minimal infarction, but I never, because he's so prim, proper, structured, that to see him was like, who are you? It took 7 years though. So what I'm telling you is, even the cute boys, you turn around one day and you're like, what is hiding in your closet? Because, so yeah, he's real. Yes. And here is the other part of it, is that relations, okay, Cottage, it was just not what I expected from him, because he, like I say, that man was so, like, rigid, and nobody ever knew who he was till he was drinking, but that was a false persona. So he couldn't even say boo, because, like, he just always kept that prim, proper, and I was like, who are you? Yeah, so traveling. Okay. Yeah, just remembering people are human, and long-term success is also like the good days and the bad days. So knowing that we have to show up on the days that we're not feeling well for your partner, and vice versa, and knowing that there are happy days too. So it's not always about looks, but it's, can you see yourself with that person being a dad? I know that this is big talks. Wait, Elise, where are you in the country, and what's your age range? Because I have someone in the Northeast area that, I've been trying to find a good girl for a year. He keeps hanging out with Tinderellas, so. Yes, okay. Yeah, no, Cottage, I'm talking about you. Oh. Well, age range isn't quite off, but do you guys see this? Age range isn't quite off, but location maybe is. Cottage, you willing to migrate for love? All right, let's see. What else? Or since the... Well, actually, I should ask. Cottage, how old are you? What's the limit on ages, guys? And I am a matchmaker typically by nature, and I am an ordained minister. So if you guys were to find love in my collective, there we go. Okay, at least 25 for Cottage. He's in the Northeast, though. Oh. No, she's younger. Bibs. Cottage, she's younger. Maybe she thinks you're too old. Well, okay, and women, I'm going to tell you this. It's surprising. Like, men really do like cougars. So your time is not done after baby making. Like, once you get out of that whole committed relationship baby making, men do like cougars. So don't let them... Okay. Okay. So cottage 19, Elise 25. I know you guys can't see the collectives because you're in two different collectives, which is saddening. But, you know... Okay, so winter. Ooh, winter is cuffing season, so I feel like you're going to start traveling, and bringing in winter time is going to be like finding that person to canoodle with, possibly in a foreign country. I'm feeling like hot cocoa and a fireplace. So... Okay, so here's the thing though, Elise, because like, I caught a dude lying about his age. Like, he said he was younger than he was, and I was like, that is such a turn off for me, because I'm like, don't lie about your age, because there's so many other things you could lie about. Age is not one of them. And if you tell people the truth, they'll typically accept... Like, that's the thing. If you trust people with the emotional intelligence to accept the truth, they'll surprise you every time. So when you tell people truth, like, then they can make an informed decision about what they're getting into. That's where I always get mad. Because I'm like, if I don't know the deets and I get tricked into it, thank you. I thought I would add a little different today. I almost wore my crown. I actually do have, like, a crown that has dragonflies on it. And I almost wore that, but... Butterfly it is today. This is for my nostalgia babes, because I know, Elise and Cottage are too young, but this was like all the rage in the late 90s, early 2000s. So, yeah. I thought I would nostalgia channel for some of them in the collective. Okay, so you remember like the little plastic clips? Like, I used to have a million of those. I was never into popular culture, but I used to love the little hair things. I think I was probably like trend setting the culture is what it was. I know. At least like I have babies that are teenagers, and they look at my shit, and I was like, I used to wear that. That was like a typical, that was like a typical outfit fit. And I laugh because when you see kids and they're like wearing a Nirvana shirt, and you're like, name five Nirvana songs. Like, if you're gonna wear Nirvana shirts as a teen, you better know 5 Nirvana songs. Like, if you're gonna wear a band shirt, you better know the band. Yes, yep. Also, like, well, in like my kids, I laugh because my kids, my one daughter, she's like, what happens if my kids have trash music taste? She's like, because grandma and mom are gonna have, indoctrinate them. I'm like, I don't know, you're gonna have to blame their dad, because that's what I had to do with my ex. Like, the music taste that my kids are like a little sus on, I'm like, that must be your father, because that ain't me. Like, my kids were trained in the classics. Like, my oldest son knew who Queen was, could sing Queen by the time he was like in 2nd grade, and I was like, yep, nope, I must be doing something right as a mom. Old enough. I'm old enough to have a grandbaby, let's just say it that way. How old do I look? And I'll let you know. We'll play a hot or cold game. How's that sound? Be kind, though. Yes, he does. Oh my gosh. So at least my son's 23. He's a cute ass kid too. He's in Arizona, but he's kind of a shit sometimes. So, and he has a long-term girlfriend. I actually had a vision that they're having a Leo son. Like, child. So no, I'm actually a son, early 40s, mirroring. So whoever has been around you, they're mirroring you. So if you've been skittish, they're mirroring that back to you. If they seem skittish, it's probably because you're unsure, but we'll be okay, babes. Hey, Oteria. Oh, thank you. I do not look like what I've been through, and if you want, I can actually show you guys a picture of how I presented my shell before this spiritual journey, because I lost 90 pounds. Okay, so we have summer and balancing. So this summer is going to be balancing out the energy. Okay, so that's great for us. We feel like we've been kind of through it, and this is the time to start feeling grounded. So this summer, I need you guys to get your feet out in the grass. Start touching the grass and bringing balance to your life again. Because here's the thing. When we walk around all day with shoes on, those are rubber sole. Well, rubber absorbs electricity, right? It's a shock, it's an absorber. So if you, in our body, we have electricity that builds up in our body. But if we have shoes breaking that contact between the earth, we're not able to dispel those electrons within us that have built up. So if you need calm, it's going out and putting your bare feet on the ground. And the reason being, because like I say, it discharges that negative electric static buildup within you and gives it to the earth. And the earth is a lot bigger. It absorbs a lot easier. So you will be amazed at how you start to reset your life when you start getting barefoot and in the grass. All right, babes. So, and one of the assignments that was given to my collective this week was to go out and cloud watch. Actually, cottage, that was the assignment this week, was to go out and cloud watch. And I was thinking about you today earlier because I was like, dude needs homework and I need to provide it. So here we are. So cloud watching, guys, because it allows your brain to de-stress. Like you're doodling with the sky instead of thinking about, is that dude going to call me back? Or is that thing going to work out for me? When you go out, good. Cottage, I'm glad. That's the whole point. But if this is fertility season, we need to be outside. I love when people are like, oh, you're around the streets. I'm like, I'm outside, but I'm outside like grounding. We're doing Reiki. We're doing breathing exercises. Like, yeah, no. So son, I need you to go out and watch the sky. Watch the clouds, okay, babes, because that's going to help you de-stress your mind. Because you'll start going into that, like, seeing the possibilities and the opportunities in the clouds, and then your problems will seem less small. Because you're like, why? You know, it's like sometimes I look at my cats, and I was like, you know, my cats are perfect at teaching me that bills don't mean shit, because we truly are meant to be just beings. We are a human being, not a human doing. Okay? Remember that. We are a human being, not a human doing. So be receptive to receiving. Be receptive to it, yeah. Okay. Alright, let's see what else. I'm glad you're getting outside, cottage. Now I want you to get your bare feet on the ground, baby. And put your butt on the ground. Solitude. So take a walk. Take a walk by a body of water if you can, even if it's just a little stream. But solitude, get away from, and here is the other, when God wants to speak to you, he's going to put you in isolation, because if you are around too many people, like say you're around 10 family members and they're all screaming, you can't hear your voice of intuition. You can't hear what your creator is trying to deliver to you. So yeah, you may feel like, I'm so alone. No, it's because your divine spiritual team A is protecting you, right? Because protection is rejection of things that are not meant for you. And B, it's so you can hear the voice of your creator and not the voice of everyone else trying to steer you in their agenda direction. So if you're feeling like noisy, turn off the phone, turn off the TV, go outside, stop. Like, and here's another thing. Quit interacting with people that suck the life out of you, that suck the nice out of you. I had to finally start saying, like, that person is a thief of joy. I will not hang around them because they just suck the nice right out of me. Okay? Son, so I'm going to put this in that collective energy. I need you to get by yourself and focus on what it is you truly want. Because I think part of like the asking is asking from a fear-based place. And I'll tell you this, like when I was looking for places to move and I was trying to do it in a hurry, like every door kind of closed for me. And what it really took was me stepping back from everybody and everything and listening for the next step from the divine. And that's that part of it too, is the divine sometimes literally won't illuminate the next step till you're ready for it. All right, except for it doesn't meet all the matches. Because remember how when you first came in, I was talking about not settling. We don't want to settle. If there's... Okay. So that's part of it, though. If all you're doing is waiting, then go do something else, babe. Watch the clouds. Like, if all you can do is wait for the next step or that next thing to happen, the approval, anything, okay, good. So if all you're doing is waiting and that's your happiness, then babes, you need to go color, you need to watch a movie, you need to get grounding. So, solitude. So wait, I thought, okay, so if you're looking all over and can't find it, then it's not meant for you, babes. And you don't have to, then it's not meant for you. And remember, I said rejection is protection. If you can't find it, that's because there's something there that isn't, it would be detrimental to you, to your growth, to everything. So, all right, let's get back into it. We may pull out tarot and, yeah, because if it's not clearly, like, obvious, it's not meant, like, what is meant for you will not pass you by. Actually, what is meant for you, if you try to avoid it, it will start to chase you. Meaning that you will see signs of it everywhere. Like, when something is meant for you, you're going to get the text message and some confirmation. You're going to get a song synchronicity. You're going to get, like, an official invitation if you decide to ignore it. Like, it literally will be, you know, like, the movie Aliens with where it was, like, breathing in her ear. If it is meant for you, it literally will be like aliens breathing in your ear. And if it's elusive, then, babes, that's not meant for you. Okay? If it's, like, perfect, but you can't find it again, that's not meant for you. Or it may be meant for you, but down the road. Sometimes also we'll get, like, shadows of what we are meant for. So we'll get, like, a little piece of it so that we know what to attain. Okay? So sometimes, like, yes, we will be pre-introduced so that way when the real thing comes along, we know. But if it's the things that you want in life, shouldn't feel like trying to push a triangle shape into a circle. Okay? Lisa, so we're in the struggle bus feelings right now. So what we're saying is that if it's not meant for us, stop trying to force it. So if that resonates for you, it's, you know, you can't, like I said, you can't put, like, a triangle in a circular hole. Like, it won't fit. So if you have, like, say the circular hole is the thing you want, but you are only a triangle shape, it's never going to fit. So in that case, you have to be willing to dig, but not struggle in the places that aren't meant for you. And that's another. The places that aren't meant for you, the people that aren't meant for you are going to reject you. And vice versa. Like, if that person's not healthy for you, it's going to reject you. Like, you'll feel sick, you'll feel anxious, you will be accident prone. And that just meaning that your energy needs to find a place that's good for you. Okay, so, son, the thing is, if it was perfect, it would align, right? And I'm not trying to be snarky. This is just like, if it were truly perfect, it would be yours, right? But it's not, and that's okay, because I feel something better is going to come along for you, but you have to be willing to say no to the things that aren't meant for you. And you have to make that decision and make that call. Like, no one else can do that for you. Okay, Hope the Roach. Okay, so I'm going to pull into tarot. We are doing collective energy reads. I am Lara Joe, Siren Song Lover. If you are wanting answers, liking the live, sharing it, that's all beneficial because it is a channel, it is a conduit. So if you're just sitting there on your hands and you're not getting messages, that's because you're not interacting. And that's fine, but, you know, it makes it hard for that connection. All right, so I love this because on the bottom, Queen of Swords. This is saying you have to cut off anything that is not for you. Like, Queen of Swords gets that cold rep, and that's Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. They get a cold rep, but that's because they use logic, head over heart. They say, you know what? Like, if you're looking for a place, like, yeah, it may be perfect, but is it in your price range? Like, or is it out of your price range and it would make you stretch other places? So it's using that, like, okay, I'm going to use head over heart decision to cut away anything that is not for us. So even if we want our finances to improve, it's literally using head over heart and saying, you know what, I love them, but I have to be very decisive about what I want and not accept anything less. And then, yes, so that's also, thank you, Elise, for hopping in and hanging out. Be safe out there, babies. Queen of Swords is saying, you know what, if it's not for me, I'm going to renegotiate the contract. Remember how I said, like, and Libra is we negotiate contracts like no other. And it's that whole, like, with Libra, it's justice is blind, right? Because it doesn't care if it's your mom that created the offense. She did the offense, and it's gone. So that's that mentality of saying, Queen of Swords, I am cutting it off because for the greater good, or to balance the scales, or to do whatever, I have to use my head space over my heart space. Okay? I know some, and I'm not mean to beat you up, baby. I'm just like helping reinforce, like, there is something better for you, but you have to let go of the idea of that other thing being perfect, babes. Like, you have to say, okay, maybe it wasn't perfect. I know. So what I want you to do when your heart is heavy is give that worry up to the divine. This is where sometimes you do, and I'm not religious, okay? I'm not religious, but I do believe in Jesus. I do believe in Christ-like consciousness. So sometimes you literally just have to say, Jesus, take the wheel and drive for a little bit while I rest. So if your heart is heavy, I need you to sit down and rest and understand that your ancestral team is working at a feverish pitch behind the scenes. Okay? So I need you to sit down and give your worries up to earth. This is why I also say go out and ground, because when you sit on the earth, it's easy to just put your stress, like, give your stress to the earth, because earth will transmute, alchemize that, right? Way better than you can, and make it a better present divine timing light down the road for you. All right, so give your worries up to your creator, whatever your creator is. Yep. Yes. Okay, so Sun, I've gotten through some of my hardest days because I chose sobriety, and I've gone through my hardest days since choosing sobriety. This is what I said for a while, is faith over fear. You have to keep walking. You know, it's sometimes like when you don't know what the next step is, but you just have to keep your eye. It's that faith over fear. And then you'll get to a point where you start saying freedom over fear. Or freedom over fear. Where you're like, my freedom, my happiness is more important than the fear of whatever anyone else or myself is trying to project onto me. Because fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not real. Like, yeah, it may appear real, but it really isn't. Kind of like the Wizard of Oz. Like, everybody thought he was so powerful, and then you pull back the curtain, and you're like, he ain't even powerful. He has to have a whole entourage to do his work, and he's behind a curtain pulling the lever. Like, that ain't power. So it's realizing that fear that you had isn't really real. It's just smoke and mirrors, okay? So starting to walk freedom over fear, realizing that your freedom, your happiness, your love, whatever, because you are the creator of your life, is more important than the fear that your parents taught you, that society taught you, that you taught yourself, okay? Start overriding it. Because that's the other part, is start overriding your fear, like walking that line of, like, what's the worst that can happen? Honestly, like, what's the worst that can happen in said situation? Because I guarantee you, if you look back at your historical track record, you've probably survived way worse things than what you're afraid of right now. Tower. And Tower really comes, like, Tower is, like, sometimes freak nature. It's Scorpio energy. It's reset the playing board. And when these towers hit, it's not like a punishment. Like, sometimes when towers hit, it is meant to reset the foundation, because you can't build off of bad foundation or bad soil or bad seeds. So, and especially right now in societal, we're seeing those false structures that were built on fear and control, they're crumbling. Like, look at U.S. politics right now. These structures are so incredibly volatile and unstable that when the tower hits, there's not anything that they're going to be able to rebuild off of unless we just completely level the playing field and rebuild. right? But you can't fear the towers because you can't control the towers. It's like lightning strike. You can't stop lightning from striking a tree, just like you can't stop towers from falling. The other reason for that being is these are plays. All of this has been going on long before we were ever born, guys. And all of this has been crumbling long before, like the cracks have been showing in the foundation for longer than we've been alive. Like there is nothing that we did to start it. There's nothing that we do can stop it. It's once it falls, how do we rebuild? Okay? Do we rebuild in love? Do we rebuild in harmony, unity? Or do we allow the old structures that kept us in fear to keep controlling us? Because I don't know about you guys, like I'm tired of fear. If you stand stern on cutting that person off, yes. Because it's a tower for both of you. Because once you cut your energy back, they go through collapse. Right? Your energy was fueling their reality in your play. So once you remove it, they have no power. And they have no leg to stand on. Because narcissists especially, what they do is they come in and they wear your persona, and once you say no and pull out, they have nothing else to build off of. They may bounce to someone else, but for how long? You can't energy vampire forever. Like, have you seen an aging narcissist? It's not pretty at all. Like, it's not good. Okay, babes. So knowing that there's no stopping it, there's no way to fix it. Gotta let it fall. And another example, so look at, yes, because we won't be given good things if we would have people that would ruin it. You can't win the lottery if you have a person in your life that would take your lottery winnings, take you out of the picture permanently, because that's what they're trying to do, right? And then take your blessing. God won't bless you with your blessings if you have people that would just ruin it for you. Okay? It's like if you and the divine co-created to make a beautiful Sunday picnic, the divine's not intentionally going to send you ants to ruin it. Okay? Courtney, what we have out right now is the tower and solitude, needing to let the chips fall and then going within, because I need you to focus on you, on self-love, babes, because you can't fix them. Even if they did love you, if they're not truly, because we don't hurt people that we love. Like, if a man can watch you completely bawl your eyes out and roll over and go to sleep, he don't love you. But that's because he doesn't love himself. Son, you're gonna have to take the reins on that and do it yourself. You can't expect them to remove themselves from you. And I said this earlier as well, right? Abusive people won't go willingly from your life. You have to slam the door in their face because they don't get that you don't want to be with them. And then they also will keep coming back thinking that they're like entitled to your energy and time. Okay? So you, with abuse, like with my parents, with my family, with my ex-husband, I literally had to go no contact, not give them as minimal details as possible, because otherwise they come in and they ruin all of the great things. So like, let's talk about it in this way. Because like my niece was a junkie, she was a klepto, right? And I finally started saying, I'm not letting, like, I love the girl and I helped raise her, but I'm not allowing her into my home, because I know that every time she comes into my home, she gets, altered and she steals stuff. And while I love her, I do not have to invite her into my home so she can rob me ever again. So that's that part of it. With toxic people, it's you can love them, but also say you are not welcome within my domain, within my heart, within my my cohabiting space, because every time you come in, you punch a hole in my wall and you do physical harm. So yeah, it's, yes. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles, we are going to be balancing our finances. Yeah, so son, you need to realize if there's no love there, that's an NPC. So you have to get to the point where you finally don't care if they live or go on and just say that they are another person. Okay, so 6 of Pentacles, we had the Tower, we have 6 of Pentacles, we are getting our shit balanced. After going through chaos, after going through pain, Star, Aquarius energy, this was coming out yesterday, it's coming out again today. This is realizing you are the creator of your own life, not them. Like I said it yesterday, I say it all the time. If you have to fight for your life, you need to fight like you're the third monkey on the ramp and that water's rising. So you have to put yourself, that's up to you, son. That's up to you. This is current energy. So there are towers going on right now. There are financial, but it can be past, present, or future. You have to fit it where it sits. Like when you see the signs, you go, oh, I see the tower. I see how my finances are starting to balance. And Star, I see how I'm rising above this situation, right? It's like this. Pigeons can't fly with hawks. So you have to realize, are you a pigeon or are you a hawk? And rise above. Because again, they can't reach the altitudes. They can't reach the speeds that hawks do. So you have to start saying, that's not my person. That's not my place. Okay, so that's a solitary path. Like it's a lonely path. But it is that path of you are the star. You are the star in your own life. So you can't fly with all of the crews and all of the flocks. Okay? So Star is realizing you have to rise above and you have to be with your people. So knowing that, yes, it hurts right now, don't give in to temporary situations, okay? Or temporary emotions. Like, don't feel bad for that person. They know what they did. A lot, like, you can hear a self-diagnosed narcissist talk on TikTok. Like, there's a bunch of them. They know what they're doing. They do it intentionally because it keeps you guys disempowered. It leaves you in that limbo. That's why they'll love bomb you and then they'll cut you off because it keeps you in that limbo of not knowing, like, oh, are they serious? Are they changing? Or do they slide back? And you have to finally say, hey, this is not my circus. This is not my monkeys. I know the ringleader, but I do not need to buy a show. I know how it ends. Okay, babes? Yeah. No. Well, so here is the thing. Son, they're hurting themselves intentionally, and you need to stop giving them the knife so that they can do it. Honestly. They're intentionally hurting themselves for attention, and you need to say, hey, I'm not going to baby you. I am not going to, like, you have to be accountable for you. And you hurt my feelings, and my prerogative is to close the door because I don't have to hang out with people that are rude to me. Like, break it back to kindergarten principles, right? Sharing is caring, but be a good friend. Like, be a good friend. And if you can't be a good friend, remove yourself. Here is the part that I came to with my mom. So 3 of Cups, this is third-party interference. I'm going to tell you how the point I came to with my mom, which she was the biggest OG bully. She was my first bully in life, right? She was my first, like, mother from, like, Snow White, stepmother. Yeah, good luck with that, son. I can tell you even cutting it legally because they will use the court system and police officers and sheriffs. They will utilize all the resources to make your life hell. Personal experience. Like, I have the sheriff harass me, the police harass me, lawyers, judges, because they're all in his pocket. So even if you go about it legally, yeah, it's the ultimate betrayal, it's the ultimate 10 of swords. So what I had to do with my own mother, and why I talk about her being the OG, right, is that she got to a point where I was in distress, and she wanted, and I was in a bad place, but she wanted to talk about one of my good friends that had passed over. And one of the big things, I'm like, you do not, like, I'm very protective of the people I love, and I'm very protective of the people that have shown me kindness when no one else was. So this friend that had passed over, she was the one that helped me, like, heal from some of my mom's stuff. But my mom wanted to throw shade on it. It's like, you know what, you could have picked anyone else to talk bad about, but you had to talk bad about a woman that is not here to defend herself. I realized, I'm like, I have to remove myself because she is mentally not safe in order to protect her and to protect me. Because I'm like, if she kept going down that line and I didn't pull myself out, like literally pull myself out, I was going to say something that was not going to be kind, nice, that a daughter should never say. So sometimes those boundaries are to protect both of us. It's like, you know what? I realize that you're not a safe person, and if I keep hanging around you, I'm going to say something that's going to... son, you've been in like, this has all been pulling for you, particularly. If you're not getting messages, then I don't know what to tell you. If you are you're getting messages, man. How much of a sign do you want? mean, like, it really, like, even with cheating, right, guys? Like, when you know someone's cheating, yet you want the smoking gun, the sign your sign, you already know. Okay, son, but okay, so this is just gentle in the spiritual realm because I do it too, right? I picked up tarot because I wanted all the signs and confirmations. I taught myself because I wanted to know what was going on and I wanted to be able to help other people. So the thing is, like, if you overthink it, you're going to ask the same question 20 times and then get all different answers because you didn't listen the first time your ancestors told you. You want the apartment, but you have to walk away from everything that backstabbed you, period. And sometimes that means losing it all. You've been backstabbed, you've been betrayed, this is rock bottom. Okay? So at what point do you finally stand up and use the swords that they landed in your back to cut the ties with them? And you are right. You were already right, and I was already right with saying that you're not going to get, like, a great place to live until you close that door, slam it, lock it with that person. Period. Like, you have to get away from them. And sometimes it does take fleeing. Like, you know the run girl meme? That's a real thing. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've had to leave somewhere and never look back. So, but you also, so here is this part of it, son, and this is the part that's going to probably hurt the feelings or where you want to fight with me on it. You can't be friends with people that are friends of them. Because all that they are doing, that whether they are now or not, and you may think that they're loyal to you, they are an eye to that person. And I'm speaking from personal experience. The people, my family members, were an eye for my ex-husband and for my family to try and end me permanently. So when I say you have to cut ties with everyone, that's, do you want to live or do you want to end up as prey to one of them? Because they've sent professionals to me too. So when I give advice, when I talk about this is experience. This is lived experience. When I say I don't look like what I've been through, that's because I don't look like what I've been through. But I've been through sheer hell and crawled my way out of it. So when I give advice, that's experience. And I really am to be paid for my experience because I've lived so that other people don't have to go through what I went through. Like, what I've gone through, I would not wish on my worst enemy. What they've done, they couldn't handle a teaspoon of what they've given me, yet they've given me gallon after gallon of it. So that's the other part, is all those people that did those things are going to have to come back to learn how I got through it, because otherwise they're never going to make it. I like to think of this like my brother used to love to torture people physically, yet he is the biggest baby. So I'm like, oh, you love to hurt, especially little girls, because he was a lot older than me. My brother is 12. Both my brothers were 12 and 13 years older than me, and they used to love to physically inflict pain on me. It's also why I have a huge pain tolerance, because I had grown boys, like they were 17, 18, 19, 20, and I was 5, and they were doing things like Indian burns and purple nurples and twisters on 5-year-olds. So it's that whole, like, but they can't take it. Well, so that's why I'm saying, when I give you advice, that's because that's not coming from a, like, oh, you should do, that's, I've done it. So that's that part of it. Like, and don't judge a book by the cover. Because, you know, yeah. So, actually what's horrifying, son, is these people who did all kinds of horrible, because that's just like the stuff we can talk about in public. That's not talking about the stuff that they've been doing behind closed doors since I was an infant. The thing that bothers me and that really chaps is the fact that these dudes are out here saying things like, well, they're just out here doing horrifying things to children still and not being held accountable for it, because they're still allowed around my children. Even though I kick and scream, I'm not allowed to put a stop to that, because my ex-husband is the one who gets to say where they go, and he sends them to my family, who are known child predators, right? And lets them stay for extended amounts of time without adult supervision. So these predators are still having access. They ruin me. ruin me. And they still have full access to ruin my children, and I can't stop them. And that's what pisses me off. I want justice so these people cannot keep touching children and exploiting children, because they're not only just touching the kids, they're also taking videos of it so then they can turn around and keep making that loop on it, but no one will touch them again because lawyers, doctors, the court systems, police officers, they're all gaining benefit off of it. All right. Anyone else noticing a lot more aviation traffic recently, especially helicopters? Knight of Wands, player energy, fiery, passionate, but doesn't actually stay. It's like the love them and leave them type. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Knight of Wands energy, it's that love them and leave them type. Okay, sorry. We had a helicopter going over and then sheriff rolling by, so I'm like, the timing's weird. Okay, Ten of Swords, justice. We are receiving Ten of Swords. We're receiving justice. This is, again, balancing the scales after betrayals. This is the ultimate rock bottom and having to look seriously at the people that were around you and saying, hey, no, man, you really didn't have my best. Because here is this. When you are your lowest, you're going to be able to see who extends a hand to you and helps you up. And it's very few, if any. Like me, like I have had to do all of my hardest things by myself while having a whole coordinated group effort against me. So this is realizing that when my table gets reset, I know who to invite. Because I'm like, if all you were doing was hurting me when I was already hurting, you don't get a seat at the table. Okay, babes? So Ten of Swords and Justice, that's saying I saw how you hurt me when I was already hurting, and saying you can go kick rocks. Like, go go make some other girl cry. I've had to tell that to my ex-husband sometimes where he wants to get into fights with me. I'm like, go argue with your wife. He says, like, that doesn't even make sense. I'm like, go argue with another woman that believes in you, because it ain't me. You lost that privilege when you cheated on me. You lost that privilege when you chose money, greed, sex, addiction, career over me and your family, because you made those contracts to me way before you ever made those contracts to other people. So, yeah. Okay, Temperance, Sagittarius, healer. It's the wounded healer energy, having patience and realizing it is balance. Things are meant, like, everything has its side. It either hurts or heals, right? Like, water hurts or heals. Water can either wash away or it can, flood you, drown you. So knowing that there are two sides to everything and having that patience and that discernment not to act out of character, okay? Fire starter. Okay, King of Pentacles, that stable boss daddy energy. We are bringing in that King of Pentacles after we decide, like, hey, that's no longer for me. We're not. King of Pentacles, or you're going to be embodying that King of Pentacles energy, that abundant, that wealthy, very, like, you get what you want. You know what you want. You get it. You're decisive. Okay? Okay. Seven of Swords, being discerning. Okay, so Paula, you have to be discerning. We're doing collective reads, but the Like there's options. Seven of Cups is about options, right? Yet not everything in the cup is what we want, like the option. I always say salt and sugar look the same, yet have catastrophic differences if utilized incorrectly. So when you are looking, so even if Teresa does want to date you, is it truly a healthy choice for you, or is there another option that may be better? Okay. So Seven of Cups is saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to bypass this offer so that I can truly get what I want. That is also, because when you say no, what you, like, if you are presented with something that's close yet not quite right and you say no, the universe will say, okay, good job using your discernment to pick out that wasn't for you. And then quickly after that, it will truly send you the right thing. It may not feel quickly, but it really kind of is, because divine timing is a lot slower. But the more you say to the universe, I am only holding still for what I want, the more you actually get the correct life. Okay, even if it's close to what you want, but you say, hey, it's not quite right, let's go back to the drawing board, you're going to get it. Okay, Empress, this is sitting in that abundant, beautiful, fertile energy. This is building your kingdom. Highly tapped in, tuned in, turned on Venus energy. It's that whole like contracts. We are making contracts, but you have to make sure that they're the contracts that you want long term. Because I think a lot of us also with dating, we're looking at like, oh, we just want a temporary partner, but we are at the point probably where we truly want long term. So if you want long term, you have to make sure that you are filling your life with good things that you want. Because why get into a relationship only to be in it for a minute? Honestly. Because you realize you're like, ew. Or you get out of it. Like I say, like I've looked at people that I've been in relationships with and I was like, and some of it I look at and I go, no, that was not my will. That was like either a contract I had to fulfill, or that was spell work. And like one of the dudes definitely was spell work, and then he went on to lose his mind from obsession from said spell work. So, okay, Page of Pentacles, this is being stuck or being, this is someone who's like playing with our money like it's their own. Like, you know how kids, I say this all the time, you know how when you go to a restaurant, like if you go to Outback and you go with like a 5-year-old kid and they order the whole rack of ribs because they're like, I want it, I have to have it, not realizing that was really expensive and they're not truly. So this is Page of Pentacles. This is either you doing that or someone else doing that to you, is to spend your money frivolously, or like it's going to just come out of nowhere. So let's see what we need, what the information message is off of that. Okay. All right. Beautiful. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles. Yes, we've been clutching those pentacles. We've been scared. We don't know how it's going. We do have Ace of Cups and the Magician. So it's like something that you're using, because the Magician is known as the master manifester, the master manipulator. It's taking all of the elements to bring in what you truly want. And the Ace of Cups is that love offer from the divine. It's a big cup because it's meant to fulfill you and your purpose. You do have to utilize. So this is almost like being on that shoestring budget and still making a full course meal. This is taking and figuring out how to make it stretch further by utilizing all of the pieces. Especially if you want this big cup of love, it's taking everything you've gone through to write the story that you truly want. You do not injustice. Justice is, again, calling balance, being like, you know what, that wasn't fair, it's got to go, and say no more. And it really is a divine justice. It is a divine love. You have to finally say no and cut out anything not for you. Okay. Page of Pentacles, again, coming out. So stop letting people waste your resources. This is something I've been working on, especially this last week, 2 weeks, is stop allowing people, like especially kids, to spend money like it's going out of style. Sophia, you can ask, but we may be in that collective energy, which in that case I'll do a recap on what we just talked about. So if you want to ask a question. Sorry, I was probably about ready to hop out myself. Okay, let's talk about that too. Personals are done through Ko-Fi, which is ko-fi.com/SirenSongLover. I do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing, PTSD, all that jazz. I do a lot. And that can be done through my Ko-Fi. Also, we have over there journal prompts. We have a chakra exercise. I say we, like it's more than just me. My brother would always say, what, you got a mouse in your pocket? Maybe. Anyway, there's chakra healing over there. There's some moon manifestations. That's how you can book it through Ko-Fi. Should you wish to tip your favorite reader, Siren Song Lover, Siren capital S, Song capital S, Lover capital L is Cash App. Tips are greatly needed, appreciated right now. Life be life in. All right. 5 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. So you have had a lot of passions, right? A lot of matches to try and spark, but then 5 of Pentacles, it's left you in that feeling left out. Like almost, so this is channeling that energy of the Beauty and the Beast rose. It's like you felt like you were withering away and that time is limited, and really truly what you need to do is drop some of those burdens of other people's passions, right? It's time to let them go, because it is financially leaving you in a spot, and you need to be, I know it's like we want to give people everything, but you need to make sure that you're good first. Okay, put your oxygen mask on first. So if people are trying to spend your money for you, because that's kind of what that feels like, they want you to go invest in their passions, but they're not actually investing in you. You got to cut that off. Okay. 3 of Swords, betrayals, heartbreak, mind games. This is outside forces. Yep. Yes. There have been other people behind the scenes trying to keep you bound in covenants. This is all collective. So Sophia, if you want to ask a question, you're going to have to ask it. I don't know. This is always going to be collective. Unless I'm called, like sometimes I'll answer questions like if I feel called to, but for the most part it's collective, because one-on-ones, that's where we get into the real things. That's when we do Reiki, sound therapy, inner child healing. So if your question has not been answered, go ahead and drop it. I'll see if we can pull on it. Otherwise, it's all collective. Hi, Jen. I'm Larry Joe. So the energy that we've been pulling on is that there's been betrayals, heartbreaks. So it feels like D potentially has moved on, because do you feel left out in the cold, like you're building too many other passions? Because what's happening is 3 of Swords is betrayals, mind game betrayals from outside parties. So if they moved on, it was because they probably were told bad information. They were told something, they were told a lie and they believed it. So baby, you just gotta move. Alright, Queen of Swords. Okay, this is the last card. I'm hopping out. Queen of Swords, this is using logic to cut anything off. I'm hopping out after this because this was the first card that we started the reads with, and it got shuffled back in a few times. So Queen of Swords is using logic and discernment, and not like Queen of Swords is known as the Ice Queen, and you have to be perfectly fine being the villain in someone else's story because they're a clown in yours. So Queen of Swords is using judgment, discernment, and saying, yep, nope, that's not happening. And if this is the hill you die on, well, somebody's going today. If I had to climb this hill and this is the one I'm going to die on, it's either you or me, buddy. So Queen of Swords is saying, you know what, we're not. And using logic, discernment, cutting it off. Because it's no longer helping you. You have to use that, like, your own call and say, yep, no. I will no longer participate in this foolery. All right, babes, I'm gonna hop out. I'm Lara Joe. I hope you have a great day. I'll catch you later. Enjoy your Easter if you celebrate. If you don't celebrate, good.